Okay, good morning everyone. We are back to ANSIBLE Playbook. So we're going to talk about today the the ANSIBLE Playbook, how we going to integrate with the jinja2 template and the variables, next component variables and jinja2 template with those variables so that we can manage huge inventory or multiplex of inventory see today. So we're going to see the variables and jinja2 integration. So before going that, let's quickly revise what we have studied till today. So we saw the challenges empty playbook. Do you remember? Start with the triple dash and close with the triple dot empty. Please practice like this. Start your first baby step. Whenever you do 10 times, 5 times. Okay, then pass your parameter. Get observe what is the output, what is the error given. Empty playbook. Then we given the name of the playbook with the list, with the followed by the space dash followed by the space and then name attribute. Immediate give the colon, then followed by a space and then write whatsoever you want. Then they will give the error. We need the host, then we pass the host. We saw the challenges. If you're passing the host, the challenge is that if they are the interpreter run, Python is running on those hosts, they are giving you automatic task that is called gather facts. Okay, but in router switches the challenge is we don't need the gather facts, so I'm going to false. I'm going to disable those gather facts by the two way you can disable. The first, you can use the value, you can pass those key gather facts as a false, or the second value key value will be no, any one, either one you going to use. Then we saw the task. We given you the task as a task, register and debug, three concept introduced. The first task, you can introduce task, always good practice, give your name to your task. Then the raw module we used, what we used in ioscommand, but we're going to see this is not good practice in playbook. We have very enriched module rather than raw module. Okay, however, well, is a baby step raw module. Then we will saw the register, those output going to store in the register. And then we saw the next debug module, how we going to use those register output to reflect on the screen, and we can debug those output followed by the variable and give the register variable values. That is anything what you highlighted over there, and can call that with the which output you want, which way. We have standard error line, standard output lines, this four method. So I want to see only the output. Okay, now after that we saw the challenge integration to the my rack. I have integrated the rack and we found the ssh config file. This is per user wise, and Nikhil have given with the another example. You can use the global configuration also. That's it. Okay. Now later on we saw the module ioscommand module instead of the row module. So we have ioscommand module we're going to use, and I am going to give you the URL where you can refer the documentations. Come back. Next, we saw what do we mean by connection type. There is a connection type. There is 4 connection type. 3 out of 4, 3 are persistence, and 1 local is non-persistence. So we are about to see this is later in detail. What do we mean by persistence by doing the lab, how it's different from non-persistent. So in persistent we have netconf over SSH over XML, and then we have JSON over SSH, and then YAML over SSH with netconf. And the last one we saw how to we have saw the jinja template inventory file and the array index, right? And we tested multiple array. If we pass 0, 1, 2, how it's going to print the output, and then we find the resolve. If we remove the array, it's going to print all out. So till here clear, guys? We have done till here, right, everyone?
Yes.
So please practice. If you going to miss, then you cannot able to catch. I'm going to upload this in the GitHub. I will take the class, dedicated classes for Git, so that you can maintain the repository in your. So next class we have, where do I given the indexing, 19 Fab. So we will see the challenge first. Let me see what we going to do today. Okay, the whiteboard content I'm going to attach in the classroom. Don't worry, everything available. That's it's called. What is called in classroom? Anyone know what I say in the classroom? This is called, you can see, this is called Ansible open board replace. By this command you can see what replace do we have. Okay, so like this I attached, means you have attached this Ansible playbook. Sorry, no, this is with the date time with that PDF. This PDF going to be attached, so you can refer whatever I'm writing on the. So okay, now come to this part here. So what we going to do today? So there's Jinja template. We study about the Jinja template. What is the template style? This is the style of Jinja template, right? We pass the parameter, right or wrong? Everyone, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
And we need
Now,
comma as well.
yes, you can pass the double quotes or single quotes. Excellent. Now, this is variable you pass. It will take the variable according to what you going to recall, right? So I'm going to use this feature in the way. So what we have as a network engineer, what are the variable do we have? Tell me, what are the variables that keep on changing in my code? Jitendra, what are the variable? Sagu? Okay, so let's think about this way. My variable are my commands, bro. My command. So IP interface brief. Is it my variable or not? I want to keep changing. I should not change my play. I'm going to change my, so IP ARP means I'm going to change my this inventory according to my requirement. I will change this variable. Do you agree or not?
Yeah.
You can keep on adding those command according to model. If right, for Cisco 2900 series having different models, having different set of command, and then if you go for Nexus, different set of command. If you go for Juniper, different set of command. If you are writing for the checkpoint, you have different set of command. So at a network engineer, what is variable for you? The commands. Agree or not? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is second variable? You think? Can you anyone able to think what is the second variable? See, guys, the programming you can do as a developer, but as a network engineer, I'm going to make you help you understand what variable for you. So tell me, what is the next variable?
Could be the host name.
Okay, that I have this inventory, excellent, but through the inventory I can able to manage that, right or not?
File name.
File name. Okay, let me help
Uh,
you. Let me help you. Suppose you want to do some deployment. Okay, so for deployment, you have 5 device. You have inventory file. Okay, that you already created. What is the next thing you have to do for those 5 device? What do you need next step immediate? Of course, command. That's the variable. What is the next step? Log in, guys. You have to log in 5 device. So if you want to log in, you need your logins are variables. You are not understanding? Your logins are variables. How? Let me tell you. These variables supposed to be encrypted. This supposed to be means hidden. These are you can show, but these variables supposed to be hidden. First, you have to make variable your username, your password. Right now, I am passing my user and password where in the command, but this is not right practice. Then your enable password and blah blah. These are the things. Another variable, that's a very important variable. Okay. So these two variable later on, I will show you this variable you can encapsulate. You can encrypt this variable. First, you understand how to declare the variable. So today we will spend the time how do I manage my variable. Okay, clear, guys? Okay, so let's start doing the stop wasting the time. Let's start doing the lab, and by doing the playlist we will understand. I'm going to clear this screen here. Okay, so let's start play. So I'm going to open my sublime text here. Sublime text is opened, and if they're going to ask you this, you just read and close it. I'm going to open new sublime text here, Control N, and I will give the new. I'm going to save Control S. In the where I save, I will save in the home directory. That's the best. So what is the name? What I will give the any name what you want. So this lab will be the test verb. Okay, this is variable. We are testing today verb. Okay.
You forgot .yaml.
Great, thank you. So I have to rename. I'm going to close this. Thank you, guys. So YAML we have to give. So how you have to do the rename? Either you move from here, command also you can do. How you can do the rename? I don't want to this this way. I want to do command way. So just you have to move this. Renaming also you can use using the move command. So my test verb going to move as a test verb, and I will give dot YAML, right? Enter this. So now you can see, you can open that file. We'll go and I will open the file here. Did you guys? Okay, now green, can you see the tab? As I'm doing tab, it's coming green. So I will give the comments over here. I will do the comments. So testing for verb variables. We are testing today for variable. Here now let's go to what is the first command. Everyone please, I will go slow for a couple of classes. Let me how we'll start. Tell me, Nabal. No, not Nabal. This time Jitendra, how do I start writing my play? Jitendra, are you on call?
Yes, I'm on call.
Just tell me what is the first word do I supposed to start writing my code, my play? Triple dash here. Start your play, close your play, start practicing, guys. Now I have to give my name, dash name. So testing for anything you can give, testing for the variables, testing for the variables. Okay, clear? Now what is the next? I have to what I give. Naval, tell me what I have to give.
Host on which you want to perform, like host
Actually, excellent. So my router will be host. all the router 1 to 3, right? Routers. Okay. How do you get this routers? From where? From Ansible inventory file by GC, sorry, and Ansible. You can see this routers. My play is this routers. Okay, now I took the routers, then I have to bypass what is gather
Gathering fetch.
facts.
Gather fetch.
Thank you. And colon, I can use no, or you can do false. So false is a little styly, so I use the style as a false. There's no meaning why I'm using false. You can use no also, that's not a matter at all. Okay, now what is next? Task. I have to define my task, you guys, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Let's define the task. So what is the keyword of task? Task. So after task, I will enter, and this is automatic. They took the two space. Now what I'm going to define in task? My
Name.
module. What is my module? ioscommand. My module is ioscommand. Here no commands, only the command. ioscommand is a module. Then two space from this. Then you have to pass the commands, right? Sorry, command.
After the task, we can also give them name, right?
No. Commands. Command is attribute. Then
No,
you have to.
when we define the task,
Okay. Great. You can do that. Very good. Yes, and this is very good practice. You're supposed to give the name of your task, what you want to do. Thank you. You can give the name of the. What is the name? Tell me, guys. What this task doing?
uh,
Integrate with jinja template. लाइक हम लोग इंटीग्रेशन कर रहे हैं jinja template to with variable. That's my object. Who has drop? Let me see.
Nikhil, why he says his system is restarted. He'll be joining in a minute.
His system is restarted. I think he's running with so many stuff over there. Okay, get back to my states. Okay, we are here. So variables command, but we have to take care about the spacing again. So this name followed by the name, and this going to be to a space. Okay, clear, guys? If this is not, now give the command. What is the command? First command I will take. So list the command. So you can simply list your commands. So IP interface brief, and I will include what? Oh yeah, let me. I want to keep everything without any. And second, I will give so IP arc, and third I will give so clock. Okay, 3 command is more than. So this is done. Now after task, what we have to do? Register. We have
Hello, Ashu.
yes.
Actually, Nikhil is waiting. He said allow him in class.
Okay. Thank you for update. Admit. Hi Nikhil. Now you are in call. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I'm now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, you use WhatsApp for the any if you lost your screen. Thank you, Nikhil. So come back here. So we are going to yes. So we have completed this part. It's a very good practice. I have to give the good name. Now, what about register? Tell me. register, then give the any name, pass any name to save this output. So what's the name? Tell me. Today I'm going to give, this is a very simple name, verbs output. I just given the name. I can take any name, same name I'm going to. Now next, what I want to print this. So I have to give the another name, another task name. I want to print. Okay. No, I don't want to. You want to debug or you want to print the output somewhere? I want to store this time. I don't want to store. I want to do the print, only debug I want to do. Clear, guys? So let's have debug. So we have given the name, and then I will use the command debug. Then pass the variable with the what? Verbs. What you define, verb out. Okay, and how you want to output? How we want to output? How you want to print? The standards. There is a 4-way to standard out line. Anything you don't understand, we have done this thing earlier also. Any confusion till here, guys? No. Let's run this. It's working or not. Then we will move to the our objective, how to integrate jinja2 template with the variable. Right now there is no jinja2 template. I'm not using the printing or output capturing. For output capturing we saw them. I want to use these variables, these variables to jinja2 template. I don't want to pass this. Okay, let's see that. So I'm going to run this on the, so I'm able to, my routers are up, it's working. Let me see. So quickly I will test my routers is working out, pingable or not. Okay, so how do I will check 192.168.122.10 working fine, because your automation will work only if it is running. Right, guys? I can see this reachable. Now I will write ANSIBLE. What is ANSIBLE Play? This time not ANSIBLE. This is the ANSIBLE Playbook. And do I need inventory? I have mentioned there in need to do anything inventory. We have to call my test. What we had created, test YAML. Now I have to pass my user authentication. That's all. Awesome. Right, guys? Anything else? Everyone?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
You don't need to be a
so
big
let's
country.
run this. I have given. Okay, something failed, but my play is run. What is failed, anyone? Connection type SSH not valid for this module. Why it's happening? SSH type is not valid for this module. Failed. They are not able to connect. So anything problem with my coding? Let's see. Anything problem? This is not related to code, because whatever I run here, everything is running, but there is a problem with the failed connection type SSH is not valid for this module. What we have done for this module. So let's refer our module so that you can correlate. What is connection type? Have you defined the connection type, guys?
No.
No. Do you remember we studied the connection type? We missed the connection type. So I have to define the what type of connection do you need. So connections, right now I'm using the local. Now you save this. So try to understand the problem while you are creating the play, and then you can able to troubleshoot. So if you are not able to understand, justify.
But I guess the issue won't resolve still, because you.
Okay, let's see that. What's going to be happened? there is something going to be. The connection type is resolved, but first you see my connection type is resolved. Do you agree or not? But there is something warnings comes. Everyone, guys, concentrate. Please, you will not find YouTube video for this. I'm telling you honestly. Okay. Now, Sagar, Jitendra, I'm worried about you two guys. Are you guys understanding here what happened? I have defined the connection type local and the problem is resolved SSH because raw module having the resolve issue. But where you use the module as a iOS command, they are not clientless. Come to the raw module if you remember. Let me add.
I have one question.
Yes, I'm expecting that.
Okay, no, that is something different because in go to that playbook play.
Yes.
Okay, so in connection type you mentioned local, but local I guess it is considering local, not but these routers are network CLI. So
Okay. That's a confusion quickly over here. What do you mean by local? Local means there is no persistency. That's all. Local means there is no persistency. The rest of all are there. Means
uh,
all the things will do without persistence. I will come, I will do the lab for persistence. Then you will understand the actual feature. What do you mean by persistence? Let's understand what do you mean by local. Local says that the local machine, control machine, going to initiate and take care about SSH and everything, and they will connect with. Do you remember the documentation? Let me go for documentation. Because if I'm not able to create your doubts here, there is no meaning of everyone. Can you guys understanding this? What we are talking? Everyone. Yes,
Yeah, so
no.
you're using local and it is going to use SSH to SSH into boxes, but your module that you're using is not raw module. It's using iOS command module. So it is going to throw you that error. If we just use raw and run those commands with that, like show IP route or something, then it won't show all those messages. Or
Excellent. Perfect, Nickel. Guys, because I'm not using raw module, raw modules take care about everything. So I changed my platform. That is now iOS module. This is a
okay,
iOS module. I'm using
okay,
a
understand.
iOS
Mhm.
command module.
Right, understand.
Okay,
Okay,
so you need to define your connections. Connection local says that. Example. Just let me show you the document. Thank you, Nicole. Excellent. Absolute. You are right.
because now it's
Absolute.
not raw anymore. That's why it's considering this.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah. So this is wrong. Network. This is not. I don't. Documentation where I have explained you the Ansible differences network CLI. Where do I keep that? Yes, yeah, this is right. Differences. Okay, so there is a hell out of documentation. Is important to what documentation I supposed to refer here? This page. Come to that. What do you mean by the local? If you say that local use here has depreciation. So you saw there is no persistency. What is the difference? There is no persistency. Remaining all having persistency. We will do the lab and we will understand what's the difference between persistency. But every feature will be same for local. You can see here they have defined the local connection and Ansible connections local attributes has been deprecated because of these three comings with the persistency. It's not it's going to be wide usage now, but there's a meaning. First you understand this, then you will enjoy with the persistence. Please use one of the persistence connection type listed below instead of Okay, now with the persistence connection, you can define the host and credential only once. What's the difference in persistence? Here, no persistence. Here, I have to define again and again those variables. Every module I have to define. But if I will use the persistency, I will define only one time my host and credential. That's all. It's going to use entire carrier till I will reset. This is called persistency. But I'm not going to teach you persistency right now. I will see you in next class, in upcoming classes, how we will use the persistency. Once we will define and no need to use. But you also need to set the network OS variable for it. What they do, you see what they do. Network module also use the control node as a destination, as a backup file. I want to show you what the user modules. Yes. Now you can see behind the scene. However, the network module use different methodologies. Network module having different methodology than the other Unix Linux users. Ansible written and executed in Python. We know that. Because the majority of network device does not run the Python, the Ansible network module are executed on Ansible control node. Means once you say the local, it will run on the Ansible control node where the Python or Ansible is running, and they remotely they're going to connect over the SSH, CLI over the SSH, XML over the SSH, that called NotConf, and the API over the HTTP, that is called RESTConf. We will see with persistence. Later we will get developed our code. But today we want to only depend on provider. Provider means local machine without any persistence. That's why we are doing the lab of this. Clear, guys? Everyone understand? Somehow some level of clearance.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so here what happened, they are telling that they are error giving that warning error. They are not running with the Python, of course, but when you run the row command, they will not give this warning. You remember? By the row command, they will not come with the warning because this is local. They are expecting everyone running with that. This is giving error, but they bypass this error and they given you the output. They understand these are the network device. They are not. Here, guys, there's two things happening. They are bypassing those. Okay, but in raw module, everything is happening. This is the ioscommand module. That's why. Now you are getting the output all three. Clear? Then move to the variables.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop after declaration. So here, what I will declare my variable. Today I'm going to study about the Jinja template integration with the variable. So I have to define my variables. So verbs. Okay, first dictionary. Then I will say my list of commands. I will give comments. List. What is my list of command? So I will remove this list. I will remove this list from here. That one. I'm removing this list. Okay. I remove the list. And I will tell that you just go for Jinja template and call this list of commands. So what I'm going to do, I'm creating the different place and I'm telling Jinja2, okay, this is your variable, you pass your parameter from there. Are you understanding or not? Where do I pass my list?
Variables.
Give your list. You know how to list? IP interface. So IP art and command. So clock even 3. So you can keep on editing these variables, and this variable later on you will see we're going to encapsulate, we're going to integrate with a different file system. First you understand I define the variable and I'm going to call, I have to edit only this file, no need to edit this file. Okay, clear? Yes, no?
Yeah.
ये कहाँ से आ गया यार? So what I have done, let's we pass the Jinja template integration with my, let's see it's working or not. If error, we will keep our options. Now the format is changed, but we are expecting same output. Okay, now I'm going to run this.
So, Ashika, inverted commas will not be required this time.
Let's see. I want to show you, yeah, everything in one shot, if everything is right, then 18 line. See guys, doing the lab is very easy. Understand the error is important. I want to show you. Thank you, Sagar. You prompted me, but I want to show you there. So they are telling, offering the line appear to be this, what you are doing. This could be wrong, but this is one look like it might be a issue with the missing codes. Always code template. Okay, always codes like instant. So I'm going to give them codes. Everyone, are you happy or not? This codes. Do you remember? While we are talking about this, you have defined we need the single quotes or double quotes whatsoever. Do you remember? Yes, no?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, wasn't there supposed to be space after two brackets?
Yes, we will see. Let's do and see, understand. But don't mug it up. Let's see what error, whether it is accepted those error or not. That's going to. Thank you, Nicole. Second point, but let's see that. I have saved. Let me save this. Always you save, otherwise you will see the same output. So please change your output rather than running your commands. The meaning of the, so you either you give a space or not. Let me give the a space and then you do, which is I told you you can pass the space. I'm going to save this now and then run. I given the space over here. There is no major concern about the spaces. Okay, in the both the format you can do that. What is the best practice? Give the space. Best practice. Yes. Okay, in the board condition is going to run. Any questions, guys, till here? Understand, today we study the how your variable going to be isolated and you're going to integrate with the Jinja template. We will see. Next class we're going to create the another variable that is called login credential, and we're going to call those credential in my privilege one. Okay, and I'm not going to use this credential here. I'm going to remove this credential. Means my command will be one ANSIBLE Playbook or what. Everything contained with the credential. Right now I'm giving the credential explicitly. I'm going to remove this credential. In the next upcoming class is very important. We will see, and then we will see the connection type and their persistency. We will move next level of persistency on networks CLI. So we are running out the time, so I'm going to stop here. If you have any questions, let me know here quickly on this topic.
I'm good.
Yep. Thank you. So I'm going to close this session. Bye bye. See you in next class.